Workout A. So with workout A, now that we've done our mobility work, our activation work, and foam rolling, we're now ready to jump into the workout. So with the workout, the first part we're going to begin with is a asymmetric hinge. And with that asymmetric hinge, all we're going to do is a kickstand deadlift with the USB. So with the kickstand position, I want to make sure that my toes are in line with the heel. This is a kickstand position. I want to make sure that I'm ripping the handles in half and I'm going through my hinge, bending my knees, reaching my hips back, slow and controlled, making sure that I'm adding in a good bend as I'm in my knee as I'm going through my hinge. I'm going to do 20 seconds of hinging, take a break for 40 seconds. And what I'm going to go into next is going to be an arc press. So with that arc press, I'm going to grab the sandbag, put it in my shoulder. I'm going to press the bag up, then pull it back down. Press and pull. We're going to do 20 seconds of work here, 40 seconds of rest. I want to make sure that I'm gripping the bag pretty hard as I'm pressing up to help with my shoulders. Now, I'm going to take a break, 40 seconds. Then I'm going to switch sides. So now I'm going to go on to the opposite side of my kickstand position, keeping my chest up, pulling the bag in half, going through that motion, slow and controlled. Now, if somebody's ready to progress, feel free to have them go into a sprinter stance, which is just taking the leg back slightly, okay? And if this gets to be too easy for them too with the weight that's prescribed, have them go into a good morning, but you'll bring them back to the to the kickstand position. So the bag's held tightly against my body, pulling my shoulders back, reaching my hips, slow and controlled. 20 seconds of work, 40 seconds of rest. So those are the progressions with the first exercise. Now with the arc press, if you want to make them a little bit more challenging, same thing here. We're going to bring them into a kickstand position onto the side that's loaded, press, pull down. And if that kickstand position's still too easy, feel free to progress them into that sprinter stance, taking that back foot back a little bit more. Next, we're going to get into our squat pattern. With our squat pattern, what we're going to do here is 20 seconds of work, 40 seconds of rest. We're going to begin with a bear hug position. Now, for most members, if that's a little bit easy, we can go into a front loaded or into a fist loaded. So, bear hug position, I want to make sure that I grab the bag by the center, I clean it up, I rip the bag in half, 20 seconds of squatting, followed up by 40 seconds of rest. So again, we'll start with holding the bag in the bear hug position. If that's too easy, front loaded position. And if that's too easy, feel free to bring them into fist loaded squats as well. So again, play around with how they're holding the bag, but make sure that they're ready to progress by holding the implement differently by showing that they can do the movement fairly well. We're going to be pairing the squat up with the TRX row. For the TRX row, we're going to just work 20 seconds of work, 40 seconds of rest, a regular TRX row. Now, if that gets to be too easy, we can switch into a asymmetric TRX row, and all we're doing here is we're going to hold the strap onto one hand, the other hand's going to hold the handle. So I'm still using both arms, but now most of my work is coming from this arm over here. And if that gets to be too easy, that's when you can progress them into the full single arm TRX row. When you're going through those rows, make sure that you're alternating between them. So if you're doing regular TRX rows, don't worry about that. If you're doing the asymmetric TRX row, just make sure that you're going to be doing 20 seconds of work on one side, rest, the next round do the opposite side. For conditioning, we have 20 seconds of jam ball slams, as hard as you can, as quick as you can. That's our focus for the jam ball slams.